Now, I want to read to you Nehemiah 13, 30 and 31. Nehemiah says, "So I purified them from everything foreign and assigned specific duties to each of the priests and Levites. I also arranged for the donation of wood at the appointed times and for the first fruits. Remember me, my God, with favor." Now, these are the last words of the book of Nehemiah. After 12 chapters of leadership, conflict, building, opposition, reform, and relentless faithfulness, it ends quietly. No monument, no victory speech, no list of all of his accomplishments. Just a man alone before God saying, "Remember me with favor." 4 times in this final chapter, Nehemiah prays some version of that prayer. Remember me, my God. He fought for a city and he handed it back to God. He helped be part of God's people coming back. And his only request at the end was that God would be merciful to him. Nehemiah had done extraordinary things. He had every right, I think, to be proud of what he had built. But the most remarkable thing about the end of his story is what's absent. He doesn't point to the wall. He does not cite his record. He does not remind God of everything he sacrificed. He just asks for mercy. That's what a life genuinely lived for God produces. Not a man who thinks he's earned something, a man who knows after all of it, he still needs grace. The bigger your obedience, the more clearly you see your need for God's favor. Some of us don't see it because some of us, quite frankly, are not very obedient. So at the end of this week, can you honestly say you lived it for God and not for the people that what people would think of you? Which one did you put first? Listen, come to Sunday with that prayer in your mouth. Remember me, my God, with favor. Not because you have it all together and you've had a great week. Not because this week was perfect, but because he's gracious and you belong to him. That is enough. That is where Nehemiah landed after everything. It is a good place for us to land too. See you Sunday.